My name is Gopal Krishnamurthy, and I'm the founder and CEO of Lumal Technologies. But I kind of wanted to back up a little bit about because the story about me and then the story about InfoRiver are extremely tightly correlated. And I used to be the founder and CEO of Visual BI, a company that I started about in 2010, March 2010. And before that, I've spent pretty much since I passed out of school, and I've spent all my career in data and analytics, data warehousing and analytics. And I have just seen how people graduated from the old Excel all the way, and I've seen the rise of ClickView, the rise of Spotfire, I've seen the rise of Tableau, I've seen how Power BI just sprung up and then just completely became a leader in the last 7 years. And I've worked heavily with SAP BI. And Visual BI was focused only on data and analytics as an organization. So we had an organization that was focused on the consulting for implementing SAP BI. And we had an organization focused on doing custom visuals for SAP BI. That's our first 7 years of the organization. And when Power BI completely dethroned everybody and our business came into an existential crisis in 2017, 2018, because we were all one-trick pony. We were heavily invested into SAP. So in 2018, early 2018, we made a strategic decision that our consulting, the future is the cloud data warehousing. And we made a strategic bet that all our employees would be migrated to cloud data warehousing because we believe that is the future. And the consulting focused on, and we moved all our work on the custom visualization because we were the #1 player in the SAP BI space. So when you see InfoRiver, it has a 10-year history. That's what that's why, because a lot of people are wondering how come suddenly this product came and it has 7, 8 year, 10-year code base. When I demonstrate some of them, why can't Microsoft do this? Why can't Tableau do this? And you have all these things. I want you to understand there is a deep history. A lot of our employees stayed together, and fortunately, we became a very dominant player. We were the Snowflake elite partner with maximum number of high percentage of successful production implementations, especially in North America. So, and InfoRiver was also starting to blossom very well. And I decided to exit the consulting business. So I sold Visual BI in the month of August, just about 3 months back. So we could focus 100% on software. And so that's the history. But if you look at Lumal as a company, we have about 5 softwares. The VBX is our SAP software. That's the origin of InfoRiver. The reason I say that is, if you look at it, we have used by large enterprises. If you see large enterprises for over 7, 8 years, and we have a rich collection of what do the real customers really want. So when people look at it, we have taken a lot of these year-long requirements, and we have seen customers go from SAP to Tableau. Some go to Click, some go to Spotfire, some go to Power BI, and we really saw why they are going, or why even some of the customers are still using. And we had a good understanding of no matter what BI tool got implemented, customers were eventually going to download to Excel. It didn't matter Power BI, it didn't matter Tableau. The most popular request across all the BI platforms is download to Excel. And we started asking that question. And so that's the genesis of InfoRiver, basically the long history and the thing. So I would almost say InfoRiver, and because we have had a history of the customer knowledge base, we started noticing some key trends in the marketplace, which we are privy to. So we crowdsource a lot of things. And one of the things we noticed is the entire data and analytics space is extremely diverse. When they say self-service, it's more a self-service for an analyst. It's not a self-service for an end user. Okay, it used to be from an IT function, it went to a power user. So when somebody says low code, no code, it's more to make an analyst life easy. But what we want to do was we really wanted to build a solution that's for the actual end user who is actually going to spend more time analyzing the report and self-serving themselves. This is rather than preparing, because today what is happening is even the class of low code, no code, you spend too much time building a report, and we wanted to address that. So we wanted to make sure it's truly an end user driven low code, no code. And post COVID, the concept of collaborative decision making, like we are here, we are in teams, we are chatting, and this didn't exist. And 5 years back, we would be picking up a phone call and talking. Today we chat, we don't email as much, we are on Teams, we text message instead of a phone call. The behavior of humans have become more of instant gratification. So if you go and tell them, okay, I will build a report in five days, no, they want it in 5 minutes. So the concept of customer expectations has completely transformed. So customers are asking, I want to get quick insights, quick decision making, because the world has become extremely fast paced. And today, if you look at the entire industry, you go here for BI, you go here for data entry, go to Excel. For a planning, you go to an Anaplan or a BPC or another product. There is tremendous silos of data and information. It doesn't matter which vendor you take. Microsoft, you take SAP, they just have a plethora of tools from a data and analytics. So our vision is InfoRiver is as a platform should do everything. It should do BI, it should do visualization. So that is the thing. But what is a successful product? We don't want to introduce another product to the market and cost to the plethora of tools, which we are actually fighting. The right tool, if built right, will address why people fundamentally download to Excel. It has to address that. Otherwise, the muscle memory, the human behavior, they are going to revert to the default, that is download to Excel, go back to Excel. So it has to have the simplicity, the flexibility, the power of spreadsheet as the core of the essence of the product. But why do people don't like Excel? They always want to move. Why do they want a transformation? When they talk about transformation and automation, they talk about retiring some Excel manual processes, because they are concerned about security, data governance, and data provenance. And yes, Excel Web has done tremendous advancements to that. But fundamentally, if you look at the core of Excel, it is a natural table, and then you convert it to a pivot table. But when it comes to BI, there is a concept of a creator and there is a concept of viewer, basically a consumer. But in Excel, there is no concept of a read author. And so even if you want to collaborate, everybody gets to see the same thing. It's a different class of product. And Excel, we think Excel is the most used software, completely justified. And it is a big inspiration for us as that. And that's the mountain that we want to climb. For us, we want to be measured is, can we be faster than Excel? Can we be flexible than Excel? But we are not trying to, we don't think we can retire Excel. It's part of our life, but that's the bar we want to climb. And we fundamentally believe that's the bar that the customer want any software to climb. And if it doesn't climb, I'm going to go back to Excel. So that's the principle of, I'm going to turn this off, but this is something that it's a lot of tribute to you, the Power BI community. This product is a result of us listening not just to the customers. We scraped 3 years back all the ideas. So Jeff, you were heard. Okay. We looked, even if there was, if I scroll down, even if it had like 10 votes, we heard you. Okay. And we analyzed, because there were a lot of good ideas that doesn't have enough good votes, because it's entered by a highly thoughtful, intellectual person, but a normal Power BI user doesn't understand the value of the idea. So we said every idea should be respected. We poured over, and then so we crowdsourced a lot of the user inputs. And again, surprisingly, Jeff had only about 20, but a lot of them were mixed between charts and some of them on the usability and all. But I will come to that, but they are meaningful. I wouldn't say any of them were, I wouldn't say, but what Jeff, I will tell you, your ideas are too complex from an engineering point, and I will explain why it is that as well. That's something that I wanted to get to.
Some of my ideas I lodged under Marco Russo or Alberto Ferrari's name so that Microsoft takes them seriously.
So, long story short, our vision is you, the customer, will have to certify if we are actually the fastest way to visualize your data, fastest way to report, fastest way to analyze, and fastest way to even doing your planning and simulation that I'm going to, and collaboration, fastest way to collaboration. I'm going to introduce a lot of concepts that the industry has not even seen. Even Excel, no product, Tableau, half of InfoRiver, you would not see it in any BI product, basically. So this is innovation that the world has not seen. They just don't know that's what they want. That's the kind of stuff that we have actually done. And part of the challenge is because it is a large scale scope, we chose to release the product in phases so that they can digest what it can do. Because today, every user has a small attention span. So we don't want to throw everything and then they look at, hey, this is too intimidating. So we made a conscious decision to do professional edition, which is pure numbers that we can cater to Excel users who want to migrate to Power BI, can do financial reporting, highly formatted, do that. And the standard edition is IBCS certified. So we believe in standards. We are one of the vendors among others because we fundamentally think visualization should have standards. Today, same data, I build a dashboard, Jeff builds a dashboard, they just look completely different. We want to be the proponent of standards because that's something that's going to go a long way towards adoption. And InfoRiver is actually one of the certified vendors, and both our visualization and the matrix. So we invested. The big difference to other vendors is we started about 3 years back. We started building our own JavaScript library that is standardized visualization. So we wanted to make sure it is just like you have a D3 and all that. So our visualization engine is IBCS certified and it follows best practices all the way from the ground up. So both on that thing. So that we listen to. So one of the things we heard is people like Stephen Few, people like Edward Tuff. So we took all the best practices and we incorporated into our own JavaScript library, which is that's something that it's going to give us a long-term advantage. One of the big thing that we noticed is we don't want to fight the export to Excel and export to PDF. And one of the big differentiation is no matter what, people are going to email the report in a highly formatted way. And so we don't want to challenge that. So that's where our export engine is something that is unique. So that gives you a broad idea of the contextual of the InfoRiver. And I want to get to the actual demonstration that I actually wanted to do. I am right now on Power BI service, but you can do the same thing on Power BI desktop as well. And InfoRiver is pretty much free to try in Power BI desktop. So you can go to InfoRiver website, you can try for free the standard and professional edition. And in the month of the end of December, we plan to release the premium edition as well. So you get to try more use cases but for the purposes of the demo today, I would use premium and the enterprise. So you get to see the full breadth and depth of what we are talking about. So I'm sure everybody is familiar with the custom visual framework. So if I take the premium edition of the software, one of the thing is you can use InfoRiver and you can download. It's available in App Source, the standard and professional. The premium you can get it very soon. One of the things we wanted to preach is how can somebody build a highly formatted report. Let's say I'm just trying to, like I said, the fastest way. So one of the things we wanted to preach was if I wanted to, I'm not a BI user, I'm an end user. How can I actually get a spreadsheet look and feel? How can I do some like a financial? So we wanted to introduce a concept of pre-built templates. And since Jeff is talking about IBCS, I will start off with IBCS. So one of the things is you select performance, which is basically an IBCS concept, and you come here. One of the challenges, a lot of times users have personal preferences. They want the totals on top, subtotals on the bottom. They want us like all of that. You ask that question, and let's assume you put your measures. I'm actually going to do my region and my category. And let's say I have my DAX measure. If you don't have the DAX measure also, our product can handle it. But I'll, for the purposes of the meeting, I'm just going to take and I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to take my time dimension and let's say I put my quarter. Okay. One of the things is our product does pagination by default, and I will talk about that. So you can see the report got built pretty much instantaneously. And you get to templates, and I'm actually going to do a lot of these IBCS templates by one click. You got, oh, I can't see any report. Is this?
It is showing. I can see it here. So it might be, Kerry, if you want to just jump out and jump back in or something.
Got it. Okay. Okay, sorry. So you can see this is IBCS table templates. If you come to IBCS standardized, you can come to the certification. They have a lot of certification templates you have to pass. So they recommend if you actually, so they recommend how your table should be structured, how your chart should look like, all to the best practices. So by default, I just assign in 1 minute. So you don't need to know DAX. It automatically does conditional formatting for you. Everything is automatic. So in less than, when I say fastest way, you got it. Now you are a visual person. You come to templates. You get your the T04 template, which gives the visualization bars to your thing. Now, if you are like Jeff, you want to really, I'm going to pick on Jeff a lot. I really want to customize. And you have your outliers. We give you a lot of customization capabilities as well. You can even define your own outliers, basically. Okay. And you have a lot of, so basically we want to cater to people like who really want perfection. You can do. Now I come to templates and I can even go to T5. Everything is one click. Every IBCS concept is only one click and you get highly formatted report. Now, one of the beauty of our product is I'm going to introduce the concept of no code paginated report. Right here is you see the pagination. I have 3 pages automatically. What if you really wanted to split it by country? You just come to advanced, you come to the page break. I'm actually going to set up a page break by sub-region. One click, it put it on 6 pages automatically. Okay. Now watch it. Now watch it. I'm going to come to my export. I'm going to actually select, I'm going to do my PDF, but because it's going to be big wide table, I'm going to actually select columns and I'm going to select my Q1 to Q2. Just show that, just to show the example, I'm going to do this, okay? I'm going to select only these columns, okay? And look at our export to PDF. Six pages. So this is pure no code, end user at runtime can do it. No IT, nothing, and you can do. Both developer, end user, everybody can actually do this. This is no code paginated report. And one of our big differentiation is, if you look at paginated reports, it's all tables, no charts. Ours would do with all the visualization built in. Because we have our own JavaScript library, it would feed it, it would do it. Now let's go to the next level of concept that we are talking about. Let's say we do come here and let's remove the page breaks. And let's say I am an export to Excel fan. I'm going to come here, come to the templates. Let's just go to the numeric template. I have my variations and you see my conditional formatting alerts and everything. And what are some of the things that you really like to see is you want to be able to comment. So I'm going to go to this cell and you see the notes. Cell level commenting on why variance is high. You can do that. No database, no server. It gets saved to the PBX report. Now you want to export to Excel with all the formatting, but I want to show you some of the cool concepts. Now I want to take my regions and I want to color code these parent in blue. And I want to apply that to all of my thing, one click. Excel cannot do that. So if somebody says, so this is why this product is a natural pivot table. Excel is a natural table. This is a natural pivot table. So you create a table in Excel and then you convert it to pivot table. Ours is a natural table, basically. So I've done this formatting. Now I have put in a comment. You may want to have a comment column. You can just say comment column. And I can say, I'm going to put a row level comment, which is very popular request. That's why people want to download to Excel. They want to put in comments. I put in the comments. And what happens if I export to Excel? Okay. Okay, the ideas are going to get wiped off. Okay, what do you think? The comments with the cell format, with the comments, with all the column headers, with the formatting. Now, I'm actually going to go, I'm an end user. I'm actually going to go in the reading view. Okay. I'm in the reading view now, and I am as an end user. You can actually do formatting if you wanted to. You can actually do the sorting. You can actually do, and I think if I come to the export, we have Excel settings. I'm actually going to give you the row hierarchy. Okay, I can hide comments, but I think I cannot do this one, but I can hide the comments, and we are trying to give the end user the same capability to do their own formatting and do it. Today, this is the level of interaction we are trying to give to the end user. Basically, like I can hide and I can actually export. So the comments, they cannot see the comments basically. But we are even trying to give the kind of stuff that we are talking about. So this 27.6 should lose the comment basically. You can see. So that's the kind of stuff that we are trying to achieve, a different user experience. Now you can collapse everything. So one of the things we are trying to do, expand collapse user experience also, we are trying to provide with the export to Excel. So watch out, this feature is going to be available. Export to Excel will be available in the professional edition as well, and I will talk about it. So you have the export to PDF. The export to PDF is pretty sophisticated, and I will touch on that. So, but I want to go to the core of the product so I can actually start talking about more advanced concept, because I jumped a little bit out of sequence. So to give you some background, let's say I come here and just bear with me. Okay, now I'm actually going to simply, I'm not going to use a template. I'm going to simply come to accounts and I'm going to assign data like I'm an accounting person. And I'm going to come here and assign the data. And I'm going to start explaining a little bit about the core of the InfoRiver. What is the first thing you would probably should notice is it does what is called as automatic number formatting. The same thing, if you drag it in a native matrix, it's going to show up like this. But humans don't think like this. Humans think in thousands, millions, billions. So we do what is called as an automatic number formatting. It will automatically put it in the thing. So we have a number formatting engine. Now, let's say I have it like this. It puts it here because it knows that both of them. Now, if I come here and do a measure level, it can. So now I can select this and I can actually make it into thousands if I wanted to. That's the kind of power. You can't do this even in Excel. You have to go right click and do. So that's the level of no code user experience we are trying to provide. Now, if I do auto, it rounds the entire number into the nearest to thousands. So the number formatting engine itself, our team worked several years to perfect it, because I tell you why. Number formatting, I want to add $100,000, right? It's very hard to make the edit. Now with our product, 100K, just the way humans think, and it puts a pencil there to show that this is not what came from the data source, you edit it. And what is the downside of Excel is people are concerned that the numbers get changed. Now, obviously Excel Web has tracking, and now we are providing what is called as audit at a cell level that changed. So you know what came from the dataset, Power BI dataset, and what actually changed. So you have full, and you can even put a comment on why you actually changed. And that's the level of sophistication this product has. It not just has, it has a data provenance of what you are doing onto this product. For the purpose, I'm actually going to go to the next level. What do people, why people struggle to build financial reports is they want to enter a gross margin. You just come here, you insert a calculated row. I want to insert gross margin like Excel. And you say, I want to use my net revenue. You have our own formula engine. We have another product called ValQ, which has formula engine built over 6-7 years, which we brought it into InfoRiver. And I say gross margin plus cost of goods sold. And then I do net revenue. And I apply. Can I apologize? I have 2 of them. It's one of those things I can put up. Do less. Now, one of the things is I can actually move the gross margin anywhere I want to. That's the beauty of the product, is dynamic reordering of. Now I can even create a custom visual hierarchy here. I can create a group, and then I say miscellaneous COGS. I have created a visual grouping. I am going to create a, just like Excel, I'm going to create a static row called the shares outstanding. And I'm not going to include this in the total because it's just, it has nothing to do with this. So I can exclude this and I can create this. And Excel like column width you can do, and then say I have 100 million shares. And I can come here on the top and I can say insert calculated row, and I want to use it. I can say earnings per share. I have my net revenue divided by shares outstanding, which we entered in the visual. You have, I want to remove the include in total because it's a non-aggregated value. I'm just trying to think. We may have a bug here. It should have done it, but I have a bug here. Apologize for that. But because I'm actually using a development build, we are still in the final rounds of testing. I can highlight. But what I wanted to demonstrate, you can actually do all of this at a visual level, and you have the full tracking. If I take this column and do the audit, whatever I did, it's if I unselect all the things that I did the visual, it's all tracked. So this is what came from the Power BI dataset. And if I'm a consultant or somebody, you can use this to even automate your data flows, fix your data models to say, this is why people are doing a lot of these things. So Marco Russo published a wonderful idea about 2 years back about the need for visual formulas and visual level DAX. This is the exact concept we are talking about. The other thing the product has is this product has visual level aggregation. When I mean by visual level aggregation, native is what Power BI gives you. That's what we will respect that if you want to do it native. But for all the visual level calculation, you can create visual measures that are, so we can create a formula here and we can say, let's take the 2020 actual multiplied by 10%. Can do like this. So this is a visually created column that we can do, and you can insert all kinds of formulas, growth rate, variance. You can do any kind of things that you can do in Excel. You can actually do that. You can actually do, and you can do. But in principle, anything that you can think that you want to do in Excel, you can do it a lot faster. Just think it's you still use the Excel knowledge, but you just do it a lot faster because of the number formatting engine. Now, for some of the Excel fans, I give you in one click, you go to a table, because one of the popular ideas is to go to a table view. In one click, I went to a table view. In one click, I'm going to go to a step to layout. If you are a big fan of step to layout, you can go to one click, you can go. And I will show you what a drill down view is in a little bit because I've done. So these are some of the things that people really like to do. In one click, I can reset and try to go back to how it was when the things. So we have some, I apologize, we have some bugs. I think I should probably start over, mainly because these are some of the things that I have to resolve.
I mean, that's okay, Gopal. That's we get the idea. We're obviously looking at the very latest cutting edge version, which is pretty neat. So
it's still in development, by the way. It's still in development.
So is Power BI.
No, we have a higher bar. We want to be, by the time we ship it in 3 weeks, we will close all of these things. But I wanted to show you the concept of drill down. Okay. That the navigation. So when I say stepped, I wanted to have a deeper hierarchy so you can actually have. And I wanted to actually show you our export to Excel. So this is the view I have, right? When I export to Excel, apply exactly the way. So what you see is what you get with the formatting, everything, including the comments. So that's why I wanted to show you the step to layout, just so you can set it up, expand it to a particular level, and you can do it. And I will disable the this. So we have a hierarchy. One of the popular, something that a lot of customers may not be aware, in Excel, a very popular feature is called freeze panes. Very popular feature because it helps you analyze. But the problem is you can only freeze panes once. But what people really, what if you have two elements that you want to analyze and you go, now I pin, let's say I pin my juices in beverages. I have pinned it on the top and I go to the next page, it still stays on top. What if I could pin maybe the juices from Pacific? Obviously, when you do the tooltip, you get it. And then you go to the next page. You can pin as many times, something Excel cannot. You can only freeze panes once. So this is the level of innovation we are talking, is especially when you're analyzing cost and everything. I fix my labor cost, I fix that, and then I go and I want to analyze. So this is called pin and drill. Okay, this concept is pin and drill, and then you just click to remove it and you move on to the next analysis. The concept of drill down is the problem with a lot of data is people want to focus. Let's say I want to analyze international. I don't want to be looking at a deep hierarchy on international. I only look at it. I want to look at APAC. I just go here and let's say I want to. So this basically eliminates the noise so you can focus on. So this is one on the navigation style that you probably, it's a kind of a, we did because we noticed in Excel, people will take a table, they will go to pivot table, then they will go to stepped outline view. So we wanted to completely automate that. So you can align data, all of this, we basically made sure we were there. But we wanted to, this is where Jeff has really helped, is we respected a lot of the ideas of Jeff and some of the Power BI community. I have two columns, but what if I wanted one of the column to be exactly 150 pixels? You no longer have to use your ruler, Jeff. Okay.
I snapped that ruler in frustration during one of our ideas top tips sessions I did with Phil Seamark. So it's fantastic to see that there is a ruler built in.
Yeah. Now the ruler was not just built for columns. We built the ruler even for the rows. You can have custom row heights to the pixel level. And I tell you something even more crazy. You want to have this parent at this height, and then you apply format to level. So all the parent will be of that height. You see that international was of that height. So we use the concept of a painter differently, but to a hierarchy. So basically a parent could have a different depth than the children. So that's the level of, so in one click, you can change the decimal points if you wanted to. It's all there, the prefix, suffix, all this is there, the number formatting. Now, I want to come down to some crazy visualization ideas. That's the next one that is built in. The whole visualization engine is built into InfoRiver. I would like to basically, probably I will add, let's say I will add my prior year. This is something that really happens, right?
It's worth pointing out for anyone who's not following this, that this is one custom visual that sits within Power BI. So it's almost like an application within an application, right?
Perfect. Absolutely. Think of it as an app inside Power BI. And we rely on the Power BI data model. Basically, the Power BI data model and the Power BI data set is all you need. If you have good, well-defined Power BI data model and data set, you can do all of them, basically. And it respects your calculation groups. It respects your DAX measure. It would do everything.
Do you have the ability, sorry, just a quick question, to collapse that ribbon if you wanted, like you can in Excel, or does that break what users can do? Oh, cool.
No,
look at
we
that.
Have a minimal mode. We have a minimal mode, and if you come to the reading axis, you have all the options. You can turn it off. You can have full, minimum. You could even say on the home tab, I don't want this. It's full customizable, basically. Right now, I have it in the auto. As an author, I have it. So this is completely a very question. That's why we are respectful for all of the user community, and we have done it. So coming down to the visualization, and I think I introduced some of the bar charts. It's just you come here, you click on a bar chart. That's how easy it is. So I'm actually going to do something crazy here. Let's break the thing, and let's put up another bar chart. Watch it, Jeff. And I'm going to flip the axis. Tornado chart in one click, two clicks, right?
Excellent. And what I particularly like is that the bars don't overlap the numbers like they do in native Power BI. So that's great.
If you wanted to overlap, you can do that, but we are working on the font color, so that it would also do that. So
that's cool. That's great.
Yeah, we support all user base to everybody, and we have semantic formatting. So the semantic formatting will automatically turn the numbers into green. So all of the respects we have, basically, you can flip the greens to reds. All that one click, you can actually do it.
I'd quite like to see. So you can do that custom number formatting on that. So the 1101 at the top shows as 1K, and then everything else shows as like 83, 76. That kind of stuff.
I think you can say none. Yes.
Excellent. Love it.
Yeah. So that's why this is pretty sophisticated.
Yeah. Dumb question. Can you change the color of an individual bar if you would want to? I'm not saying I would want to. I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can actually highlight a row. And I've done some crazy stuff. So let me get back to.
Sorry.
No. I've done crazy stuff, but you can turn it into numbers, and also to answer your question, you can highlight a row, and or I can actually have a bar, and you can highlight a row, and I think you can actually, if I'm not wrong, I'm not as good as my team, but you can actually do, or maybe I'm not doing the right way, but you can actually do it, or maybe go into the customization and do it. So, but all of the things that people would expect. The bar is to make it as end user friendly as possible, that end user can click and do it. And let me get back to some serious visualizations now. I have 2019 actuals, 2019 plan. And one of the things that what do customers really do is they compare their numbers to last year, and then what do they want to do? That's the bread and butter reporting. And what we wanted to do was, how can we give them one-click bullet charts? So you just select the 3 measures, or select a 2-way. Let's say I compare my current year, and just select, and you get a visualization bar. You get, boom. I apologize. I think our axis has broken. I don't know why it used to work fine. Maybe I should start over. Because when I do other things and mess with the row heights, because I demonstrated the row height, I think. Let me just keep this here and do that. Let me just do this. Let's just do a simple bullet. Okay, so you can do a bullet chart like this, and then you can turn it into any of the 6 different bullets, basically. Okay. And you have all the customization. You want variance percentage, you want variance, you want to change the labels, everything. You all the power to you, basically. You can do it and click, and you can do it. Now I want to add my 2019 actuals, and I actually want to compare 2019 actuals to say 2020 actuals. You select these 2, and then you can have for a change, you can have a lollipops. just a different bullet. And then you come to manage columns and you hide everything.
And you have hover over will give you the values where like for instance, tea and coffee in 2020 is too small to show the actual value. So I take it you can hover over tea and coffee 2020 and it'll show you the value.
Yeah,
down,
I think you are
fall down. Yes, yeah, great, excellent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
It will do that. Now, I'm going to do more crazy stuff. I'm going to go and put my time dimension. I would do this, and then I hope it doesn't break. And I take my month. Again, this is something that I hid the dimension. Let me take the 2020 actual. I take the thing. You're going to get a one-click sparkline, Jeff.
Excellent. So my next question is can you scale them so they're all on the same scale?
So you have scale bands.
That's great.
You can scale universal. You can have individual. Everything you want is there.
It's like you've been reading my blog posts.
No, that's why I said we respect everyone's ideas, and now you can turn it into an area. You can turn it into a win-loss. It's everything in one click. That's the principles behind it. Is use it. Now I'm coming back to export because this is. If somebody even thinks they can actually do it, try doing this export. Right, so that's why everything, our 3-4 years of investment into building our own standardized visualization library and our export engine, which is several years in making, everything is now talking to each other basically. So we got the export that we wanted to talk to. And I did that. So I'm basically coming left to right. And so I showed you now you have all the Sparkline capabilities, by the way. And I don't want to now, if you want, you can actually also do like you have things like stacked bar and you have like a dumbbell range, all that. So our idea is you have a 3-value bullet also you can actually do. So this will grow in our vision. So the concept is one-click visualizations within a matrix. And so most software, including Tableau, they are very good at doing visualization inside a table. And ours, you can do it inside a matrix, actually. I can have things on the column hierarchy and everything would work just fine. I was going to go and remove the sparkline and do that. So now I will go to conditional formatting. So what we also, let's remove my column dimension. One of the things that we wanted to do was the conditional formatting engine is several notches above Excel and Power BI conditional formatting, because this is something that the conditional formatting engine has been built from our SAP days over years and all that. So there is a lot of concept of one-click, quick rule, positive, like one click, done. And when you look at our rules, you can do values and totals only. You can even do borders, icon. You can have data selection value, everything you can dream of the conditional formatting, you can do it. You can do conditional formatting on text. You can, anything under the sun, you can actually do it. Now, a lot of the conditional formatting rules, they get created and you can actually turn them on and off, and the end user can do it, by the way. The actual end user who doesn't have, they can do all of that. And then you got to manage rules and you can actually do. But I want to go to some of the advanced classes of classification and some of the stuff. I got to, like the color scale, everything, we made it idiot proof. But if you do create rules, you can do values, totals, you can do it on category, row headers, everything. All the idea place items on conditional formatting was cleaned out. It's several years, and we basically, and I think I feel very good about it. But I want to take a large data set to demonstrate some of the concepts that I'm going to be talking about. But maybe I will do the totals. The totals, you have a position concept called positions. If you do the split, it would do. This is a very popular. IMK had this idea on subtotal split, which is an accounting format. We provide that split. But most importantly, you have the positions. You want it on the top, bottom, all the control. We actually give you one click. An end user can actually do it. I am going to come here, but I have to take a larger data set, basically. So I'm actually going to come here and take a much larger data set to actually show some of the stuff that I'm talking about. And Let me take orders. Let's say if I can take my segment, I take my sales data, and let's take my customer name. Okay, so I have about 32 pages. Let's go a little bit. Let's even put the product category here. Okay. We have 2000 rows. We can even go a little higher. We can do, maybe we can, maybe we do order ID. Okay, so we are now talking, you see, this is one of those things. It's a very, very high performing, because we perfected how to go and get the fetch data, and it's pretty slick how it does this. Now, I want to get my top 5 customers. It's one click. You just select here, you come to top end, and you see top 5. You can say, but ours can do nested top end. You can actually say, I want top 5 orders and top 5 customers.
Wow.
So yeah, it's pretty sophisticated on what it can actually do, and it now went to 13 pages. You can see. Okay. So,
you know what, the big wow for me will be to see if it's really, really easy for an end user to set up a custom sort order, because that's one of the things that's really hard in Power BI if you don't know what you're doing.
Absolutely, and that is the big value of this. But in the essence of time, I want to just keep it. I want to go back to 400 pages, but I will come back to you, Jeff, on this is a very valid question. But I want to go to the next set of features because I want to be respectful of everybody's time. So one of the things is the search is called an omni search, okay? Because I have a large set of data. The omni search is, let's say I go to my page 10. And I have 4 cents. I want to find that line item. So let's say I come back to the first page and I have, so the omni search will go and it should go to the 10th page. I go to the 10th page. You notice it went to that page. So it went and find, but our page name number didn't take, but those are some of the bugs that we got to sort out. But it searches on text and all the numbers. So the omni search is very powerful. But let's go to another level of powerful filtering that we are talking about. I will put my quarter. Sorry, I dragged the wrong dimension. I put my order. Let me take a month, maybe quarter. I will take it. I'm just trying to think. So now the data is not, but I think it will give you an idea on the filter. So our filter, it looks very innocuous, but you won't see this filter in any product. The reason why it is when you add a filter, I can say my segment is consumer, and when you add a filter, you get an OR condition. Or I can say my category is this. Okay, so this is called a nested filter. And an OR, and you can actually go to an advanced mode, and you can actually nest more conditions actually. So this is going 1 or 2 notches over the Excel column level filtering basically. And so that I have covered. I think I touched a little bit on the notes. I touched a little bit on templates. Now, anytime you want a property, you come here to display. You have a property settings for RAG. We handle RAG hierarchy automatically. So you don't have to even think, it just handles automatically. The parent formatting, we even have crazy stuffs like if you don't want an expand collapse on an icon, you just come to the icon level and remove that. So the customer end user cannot expand and see the data behind it. So you can use it for your calculations. So that's the level of sophistication you get. I don't like this hierarchy icon. I want this. One click, you do it. You don't want, so you basically the complete control of how you want to indent, full control to format, because part of the reason is this is heavily used. So if you come to InfoRiver homepage, if you come to the resources and see the demos, we literally went to every S&P 500 companies and built their financial statements. And we really made sure from commenting, footnotes to everything, all of them are covered. So this is a multi-year effort, and I think we have done a fairly very, very good job. And we used AMD as our kind of a beta customer, and they are successfully live. in automating their external financial reporting already. And I think I have come all the way here. We can do a best fit. This is your auto fit option in one click. You can do, or you can say fit to header. You can do, or you can do fit to content. You can do fit to custom width. So we have listened to all the customers. We have tried to do as much as we can. I'm really running short on time, so I'm going to go a little bit in a hurry. Let me just start on a clean slate and take a small data set this time, just because these are a little bit advanced concepts I'm going to get into. So I want to be keeping a small data set for everybody to see. Okay. One of the things we are working on is very, very powerful concept of header and footer. So if you click on header and footer, it takes you to your own header and footer menu. You can add it's as easy as you doing and uploading a picture. I can, oops, sorry. Let's say I take a Valky logo, and Valky is one of our products, so you can actually close the editor and you can actually do it. That's easy. That's how easy it is. The custom header footer and reset to default. And you get report header. You get a lot of like Word and Excel like templates if you want header footers, basically. Same thing for footers. We give you a lot of the options. You can break this into various more like no code solutions. You can break it. You can create its own text boxes, areas. And so we are trying to innovate in header footer. Where this is going to play a big role for us is we are trying to bring in what is called as no code. I shouldn't say paginated report, because we are trying to be truly an end user driven no code reports plus feature. So if you think about reports plus, boom, one click, you built a no code paginated report with including subheading and everything. So if I have a deeper hierarchy, you will understand what I'm talking about. Let's say I have my thing, and then I can say row group by subcategory. That's it. Your no code paginated report is done. 5 pages automatically. You have your summary and you have this. And we are trying to come up with presets, designs, and we are trying to perfect it. So this is something that we are actively working on. So you can actually have a lot of sub reports with the header, footer, and all that. Like in less than a minute, we were trying to shoot to build these things. I'm going to remove my region hierarchy, and I'm going to get to a little bit of reset. So basically reset text to a default appearance in one click. You can even do undo, redo also. So that's something we have taken care of it. I think I talked about you can insert a row, you can insert a column and all. I'm going to talk about planning and simulation in one click. Okay. And these are very, very advanced concepts. That's why I said my vision is to integrate BI use cases, analysis use cases, and the EPM use cases as well. So when I do a manual input and I say my 2022 budget, the way we all like to think is, and then let's say we make it by weight of the last year's actual. And the way people say is, hey, we think we will do 1.2 billion. You enter the way you think, done. That's it. Your budget is entered. Now I am thinking, let me fine tune it. I'm going to select this budget. I'm actually going to do a simulation. I'm going to create it. I think, let's think we can do 5% better or 2% better. Maybe we can go a little bit lower here, and maybe we do 10% better here. And maybe I can just fine tune a little bit here. I've done it. Now I'm more comfortable. I think we can do about 33 million better. And in one click, I come here to set version. I said, this is my plan. This is think more like a forecast. Your variance report is done. That's it, your planning cycle, and you can do it on much more complex stuff. You can insert a row, you can actually allocate, distribute, pretty sophisticated product. Now, if I come here and let's say I want to add 100 million, you can actually do that as well. And then it tells you exactly you change that. And then if you want to change the allocation percentage, you want to distribute rows equally, you want to do it based on another column, you can actually do in a no-code manner. And even though people use heavily Excel, but the way we enter and allocate, the speed at which we do, it's pretty unparalleled. Now, I want to hide this. I'm going to introduce a concept that I think Jeff is going to fall out of the chair.
I'm at my stand-up desk, so that could be difficult.
So, have you heard of the concept called blend?
No.
Okay. So we are bringing a very new concept called a blend, because in reality, I have too many columns. I'm going to have, all I care about is my actual and my variance percentage here. And then I can hide the rest. What do you think, Jeff?
I'm not 100% sure what I'm looking at yet.
So basically, I created a column with 2 cells.
Ah, right. Yes.
Now
cool.
you want to make, you want to basically make this into a smaller font. You can do that, and it should get reflected there. So you see your actual and variance percentages in 1 cell. Now, instead of seeing 4 columns, now you see 1 column. Now look at the data inc ratio now.
So say that last
again. The data inc ratio. People talk about the data inc ratio.
Yes.
So now you see, you pack a lot of information to be viewed. So that's the concept of blend that we are using because we calculate variance, IBCS variances automatically we wanted to use. And this is a very, very powerful concept. I think I subtly have been editing cells. I don't know if you're all noticing it. You can double click and you get a formula bar and you can edit a cell. I think I introduced all of this. I think I would like to show some advanced enterprise features, but I don't think so. I'm going to have time. But what I would like to do is, if I reset and I just put the month name, and I just want to introduce one more concept basically. And let me come to that grid template here. Okay, so, for the purposes, let's make it look like a spreadsheet. Okay, I've done that. One of the things that we made sure is just the way you navigate with Shift, all the keyboard control shortcuts, all of them work.
Wow, that's cool.
The zoom in, zoom out, you have zoom in, zoom out, you have it. And one of the crazy ideas we had on the idea place was, I want my font size to be 6. You got it. You can actually go all the way to 8 and all that stuff you can actually do.
Can you enter into multiple cells at once with like the equivalent of a control enter for overwrite?
I don't know. Maybe it's possible. I'll ask my team and get back to you.
Excellent. Tomorrow. I want it tomorrow. Damn it.
No. I think we do this kind of we do this selection and we let you do that. So I'm thinking we can ask them.
Yeah.
We allow you to enter a formula. I think we do 2 million. And let's see if I copy paste this to 4 cells. I think my team should have figured out it works, or Control V, or again I have to. It should work, or maybe it's not. But these are the things that we are trying to do. We will get it there as part of that. I will give a sneak preview of the enterprise, and I will pause. I'm happy to basically do an offline. The enterprise edition of the product is basically taking the world to another level of collaboration, basically. And that is the only version that needs a server, basically. Okay. Let's say I have a data set like this. Okay. One of the things that I kind of wanted to, sorry, I ran the wrong time and dimension from a different data set. I think I mixed up. So I think maybe I put it, I think the blank will go away. Okay, got it. So one of the things is you see a login. So our enterprise edition is the only software that would need a database or a server. But for customers who are going to do an enterprise version, you get a login. So when you log in, you get an authentication. Basically, we are working on a one-click deployment in Azure service. You can deploy it either in public tenant or a private tenant. We are going to give. Now you see a concept of comments. It's no longer notes and annotations. Comments are collaborative comments. And one of the beauty of this is the comment is I can actually assign tasks to my employees, basically. And I can actually send, it would automatically send an email to the employee, basically. So it's a collaborative comments, but cell commenting. And one of the things that we are trying to introduce to the industry is basically, imagine my report is published to the web. Even people outside my organization, my customers, my vendors, can actually comment and collaborate. So this is a new concept that we are trying to call the social and network collaboration that we are trying to introduce to the audience. You can even get a comments digest once a day. What are all the cells that is getting commented? As a leader, I can get a summary of it. This is something we are trying to introduce. On the export, because we can actually insert budgets and forecast and things, people ask for write back. So we provide a comprehensive write back solution. Again, you can write back to Snowflake, you can write back to SQL Server. So whatever you actually have, only the cells on commenting, only the delta changes from what came, only with aggregation, without aggregation, and who can write back. You can drop a file in OneDrive, all of the common questions that you can drop a file to SharePoint. If you want to integrate with Power, all of that we have covered. Our scheduler is, because we have a very powerful scheduler, you can actually schedule a bunch of pages and set up a frequency. And if you look at the report, I haven't showed the charts. I wanted to show that. So the InfoRiver is not just it. There is an InfoRiver charts package, which is basically best-in-class visualization in one click, same concept. And you can actually, I'm running out of time, but I will just give a sneak preview of the charts. I've been meaning to do this. This is something that we are working on. Hopefully very soon we will do. Same concept. Basically, you take a subcategory and you put a thing. By default, IBCS thing. The big difference is how can an end user do everything? So not the properties are not lying in the APS. End user can come and change the things with the deviation, with annotation and storytelling, which is what Jeff has been crying about. And all of that conditional formatting, the ranking, sorting, and everything. But I want to talk about what if I have my plan here, then automatically you get all your favorite peaks and valley charts and everything, right? You get it automatically. Now, we have done some tremendous innovation on small multiples, right? Again, obviously, this is a little bit buggy, and we are working on trying to, sorry, I ran the wrong measure. That's why it looked funky.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I have the right plan and the actual, we have the small multiple. Now on our small multiple, we give you a lot of options. You can actually do uniform scaling, you can do pagination, you can do scroll, you name it, you can actually do anything you want, basically. Now, I come back here and I basically go to auto mode. You can do varied row, varied panel, all of that are available. The thing that we are actually working to disturb the industry, because something that Tableau or anybody cannot do very well. Okay, you have to do a lot of hack to do is what is called as a multi-dimensional small multiples. Pretty much everybody who does it, it's pretty buggy and has serious performance problem. So if I want to put, this is the area that we are working on as a disruption to the thing, is I put my time dimension. Now I have a multi-dimensional small multiple. Now, where the bigger innovation is going to come is because it is our own JavaScript library, you see a scroll. The entire BI industry works on the export is what you see is what you get. If I do an export in any tool, you can only export the screen print. That's all you do. You look at our export to PDF. So this one is. Now, none of the demos I did not come with any prepared data. So that's everything was ad hoc. You see Q4. We are exporting what is behind the scroll, what is not even visible. So what we are trying to do is how can we very fast build even complex visualization in small multiple and export, and then our scheduler can merge. So in one page you have our matrix, one page you have our lot of the things. How can they build even annual reports and briefing books? That's the level to which we are trying to get there, and we are almost close. And like I said, Jeff and Phil, I have been blessed with great employees, do great things, just like you all. New Zealand is a very small country, but you guys do great things, like, win the World Cup and climb the Everest. That's the level of motivation we all have.
You just got a sigh out of Kerry Kolosko over, and I think Kerry's in Melbourne. I forget where you are, Kerry, but it's pretty hard to impress her. So you've impressed her, mate.
Oh, no. I think more than impressing, I want the end users to benefit out of this. It is not about another product. It's not, the goal is not to introduce another BI product or another thing. It's about how can we drive end user productivity like never before. The industry has not seen.
So Gopal, I have one question.
Sure.
I have one question. So I have no doubt in my mind that everyone watching this has been blown away by the richness and complexity and just the amazing functionality in the feature set. But everyone's thinking, okay, how do I get my hands on it, and how much is it going to cost me? So can you explain to us so what your pricing tiers are?
Yes, absolutely. It's a very valid question. You can actually come to our website, try for free. You get the standard and professional are available for. So one of the things we have done is to keep it very affordable. Our price is basically, it looks very expensive because if you basically, for a developer, it looks very expensive, but we want it small. So part of the challenge in pricing is how can a small business benefit? How can a large business benefit? And let's say a company has 10 developers. If the way you have to look at it, let's say a company has 10 developers, but have 500 users. You can literally, it's peanuts, and it comes with the InfoRiver charts as well included. Now, our enterprise edition is going to be a flat $10 per user, but the customer will have to pay for the Azure service themselves. So we are going to encourage customers to buy the Azure service, pay it themselves, but for $10 they get, there is no differentiation because there is scheduling, there is everything. That's the pricing on the enterprise. But if you don't want to get into the server and all that, I just want the InfoRiver premium and I'm happy, then this is the price you are looking at it. Now, obviously, we have tried to keep it, and we also introduced an all-you-can-eat pricing, unlimited pricing for companies. So the standard edition is already richer than most of our competitors. If you look at the most of our competition, it's already very, very sophisticated than what they have to offer. So the standard edition, if it's just $3,000 a month for unlimited users, they can get started.
US dollars, right? Everything here is US dollars?
Everything here is US dollars, but you can do Aussie. Again, we are looking at doing more countries and we are trying to figure out. But again, please share your feedback. Our idea is to make it affordable for all companies and make it, because one of the challenge for us right now is they have to look at it in conjunction with the charts, which we are releasing hopefully by the end of this month or that. So then you have to see the amount of productivity. I have some of my pilot customers telling me that I don't have to have a lot of these report developers. I can invest more on the data side. I have significant FTE savings and report development time savings. So the value is already justified. So that's the feedback. Now, Microsoft, obviously that would be something that I hope is something that we give it as part of an ISV solution, like where you can go to Microsoft, buy it as part of your Azure subscription, like a commercial marketplace. They can buy directly instead of doing that. But it would be what we envision, like if you buy an iPhone, you buy all these apps, right? Without any friction of buying from us. So I hope Microsoft comes out with a marketplace where they can buy directly from Microsoft is where I think if it hits, what we are looking for is, I've been very fortunate and had a very successful exit of the consulting business. So this is more of our passion project. So we wanted to make sure we could price it up. We could have, because this product is richer than Tableau, Click, or any other out there. Tableau is $70 a user. So what we say is, okay, Power BI is $10 a user. You add $10, you've gone ahead of Tableau, Click, or Spotfire. You can actually, so partly what we think is a lot of customers can retire a lot of their legacy BI tools and consolidate in Power BI is partly one of the motivation we priced it the way we have done it.
Nice. Okay, well, I think you answered that question very nicely.
Got it. No, so I think there is a fair point on the chat is that our vision is that report developers will spend more time actually building quality data sets, basically, because there's going to, what we have seen with InfoRiver with some of our pilot customers, it has actually produced more projects, not less projects, because customers are now thinking, I can automate this, I can act. So there is a more excitement is what we have seen from a lot of our initial customers. So it's actually going to generate more work, but different kind of work. That's what we think.
And the pricing is some kind of two-tier pricing. So you have, I might not be explaining that quickly, but you have a calculation based on 2 inputs. How many devs do you have and how many viewers do you have?
Yeah, let's say I have a company with just 1 developer and 10 users. And the other thing we have done is you can pay per month and you can cancel anytime. It's not, we are not forcing, because we believe in the product. There is no point in forcing them to pay for a year. And one thing I tell everybody is, buy for 1 developer, pay $5 a month or $20 a month. Try it for, but we are giving you 15-day trial, fully unlimited. Yeah. We are happy to extend, but spend, because we believe so much in the product. It's less than people spend so much on Netflix subscription, Hulu subscription. That's the level we have come down. So for mass adoption of this product.
One of the points I make to people when they're looking at stuff like this and they go, well, that's, X% of what a Power BI license is. And that's not the point. The point is that a contractor like me, when I'm contracting, I'm damn expensive. And I can't do this stuff in a native platform and using a native platform in a month of Sundays. You could spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on me and I wouldn't build anything anywhere near what you can build, anyone can build on this internally for cheap. So it's you got to look at the insights you'd leave on the table if you don't have access to the type of functionality. Not that I'm doing a sales pitch for anybody, but I think the tool's amazing, mate. It's incredible. I can absolutely see the value in it.
No, thank you, Jeff. And there is a large team behind it. So that is the other thing. It's a multi-year development, and I have over 100 employees working on this. Just to give you an idea. It's a
Rachel
scale.
Makes a good question in the chat, a good point in the chat that, well, we don't want to save on report developers and make them all redundant. But the point is that this will let you keep your report developers and develop more reports. They'll get visibility at the exec level, and people go, actually, we need more of these report developers, and we need the server version to really turn this place into a data-led organization. I think it's amazing. So, but it still requires really, really good DAX and data modeling skills to make
not so much DAX. So this is where we are. One of our vision is when we actually look at the Power BI market, when we studied it. Again, please challenge me, Phil or Jeff. Less than 10% of them are comfortable with DAX. I'm not even going to say they know DAX, but so then 90%. And if you look at the finance and accounting community, they are not comfortable moving to Power BI.
Yeah.
And so I want to give them an alternative. Okay, you write visual formulas just the way you do it in Excel. And so we have had a lot of success in that community. So what we think, if you're good with DAX, ours works fine with DAX. It works fine with calculation groups, you do that. But if you are somebody who wants to start off with Power BI, this gives them an easy transition to Power BI without the intimidation of mQuery and the DAX.
Fantastic. And if people have more questions, how do they get hold of you or your team?
So my email is simply gopal@lumel.com, and feel free to email me. And I'm more than happy to get you a trial. I'm more than happy because I want to hear the feedback, and because this is I see this as a kind of a lifetime project to transform this industry, to get more people to really spend more time adopting, because we are spending way too much time preparing the report.
And on Twitter and LinkedIn, I'm just going to try and copy your.
Twitter. My Twitter handle is Gopal BI. Is my Twitter handle.
Excellent.
Gopal BI is my Twitter handle, and I will put in my LinkedIn here as well. And one of the things that I wanted to share is we have been investing a lot on tutorials on how to do on the InfoRiver channel. Please subscribe. And a lot of the Matt Allington and Reed Havens, they've been great help, and they are actually been working on polishing the product, and they have been helping me build a very good tutorial base. And we think we will get a very good tutorial, and we are going to be working on launching an InfoRiver community, because we think this is something that we are working on. My LinkedIn ID is Gopal Krishnamurthy, and please do connect with our team. And so this is basically me, and please do connect with me. I should get a URL and put it on the chat. And so,
excellent.
I mean, I would have loved to show measure-driven data label. Maybe if you invite me again for a live in-person meeting or anything. And we have the storytelling, Jeff. So you see the annotation, storytelling, the data label up here. Everything is there that you are looking for.
Excellent. Well, we'll have to do a part 2. I know that Phil has to disappear in less than 2 minutes to a customer meeting, and I need to jump on one as well myself. But I just wanted to say, in the minute left over, it's been amazing to watch. It's an incredible looking product. I'm blown away. It's kind of got me off my butt, so I will have to definitely install and have a play around. The trouble with these kind of things is it takes you quite a bit of time to get approval, install things and play with things. So it's actually amazing to see a live demo, and I think you've more than lived up to your title, your brief of one click to insight, or whatever the heck it was. I can't remember what it was, but
yeah, no, definitely. Thank you, Gopal, and thanks everyone for jumping on the call. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. See you all in the new year. Keep safe, and looking forward to more fantastic content. And hopefully, if you make it over here in person, Gopal, we will definitely host you in person. We'd love to meet you there.
Pick you up from the airport, mate.
Thank you. That would be awesome. But thank you, everyone, and it's great connecting with you.